Hello, beautiful souls. Today we are channeling into a really rare and powerful and truly special soul connection. I feel that this is a twin flame or a very high level soulmate, meaning there's a really strong energetic bond here between these two individuals coming through in this reading. And the thing about this bond is it seems as though at the moment, dominantly how you both are experiencing this connection is actually through the energy being transferred between the two of you. Yes, there may be physical conversations, physical interactions, etc., but the energy between you is so strong that it actually seems to be, again, dominantly how you are experiencing each other. However, the complicating dynamic that I'm picking up here is something that came through with the download message, your souls align, but your physical worlds don't, which sounds like a negative message, but it's actually not. And I'm going to go deeper into this dynamic because there is actually such beauty behind the real meaning of this message coming through, even if at times it actually does feel a bit hopeless because you're in this situation where you're connecting with someone where your souls are so aligned and connected, but your worlds seem so different and far apart. If that sounds like you, then I feel this message is for you. I really feel you found this video for a reason, and we're going to be diving really deep into this dynamic. But first, I want to share with you my personal, most powerful tool for manifesting in my own life. These are subliminal meditations, and subliminals are so powerful because they actually work with your subconscious mind, which is truly the powerhouse of manifestation. 95% of our thoughts are actually subconscious. So when we deeply reprogram the subconscious mind, it's like this backdoor fast track to manifesting all of our desires in life because we can shift our energy really quickly. And I became so passionate about subliminals because I started using them several years ago. And I saw the most profound results, shifts, and changes in my life when I started using them on a daily basis. So I am now sharing my personal library of subliminals through my app, Sound and Soulful, which, as you can see on the screen, on this app, I have over 130 subliminals for every area of life, love, relationships, mindset, energy clearing, and so much more. And when you create an account in the app, you can access any subliminal I've created in 10 different background sound options. You can create your own custom private playlists, and you can even read the affirmations while you are listening. It has an overall 4.9 star rating and almost 1,200 reviews in the Apple App Store. So many people are seeing amazing results manifesting with subliminals. And if you would like to download the app and start using them to transform your own life, you can use the special discount code LOVE11 in all caps at sign up, and this will give you 10% off in the app for a limited time. So specifically for those of you resonating with the message coming through in this reading, I would really recommend my Love Magnetism Subliminal because this is designed to clear the energy between you and another person and help you manifest a deeper connection with them in the physical realm. So again, all of the information on my app is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Okay, so let's dive deeply into what is going on here with this dynamic where your soul so profoundly aligns with this person, and yet in the physical realm, your worlds look so different. So one thing I want to discuss right away about this connection is that you feel as though you don't fit into each other's physical realities, but that's actually because you weren't meant to fit into each other's physical realities. You were meant to help each other shift into a new reality. I also got the kind of funny, interesting line from the other person involved here. And the line was, well, actually, it's from you to this other person, but it's, I'm from your future. So of course, this isn't being said literally, and it's not truly literal, but it's an energy thing. So what I mean when I say you are from this person's future is that you represent what they're shifting into in their life, and everything about their current physical reality actually represents what they're shifting out of. So when I say you're from their future, you represent to them this future timeline that they are moving into, which actually encompasses a lot of what this person is trying to create and manifest and attract into their life. And in fact, I feel as though that's why you called this person in, or why they called you in. And it's funny because the fact that I meant to say why they called you in, and then I said why you called them in, it tells me that's a completely mutual thing. I don't believe in coincidences or accidents. So the fact that kind of slipped out there tells me that the two of you manifested each other for a reason. And I'm getting, it's actually a bit less obvious why you manifested this person. There's more nuance and subtlety there. So we're actually going to go into those layers of nuance as to why you attracted in this person, and also why they attracted you in, which I feel actually is a bit more obvious. We've already kind of said it, but we're going to go deeper into it. So this idea that they manifested you in or called you in spiritually because they were ready to ascend to a higher level of their life, but they had no one and really nothing in their life to, I'm hearing, breadcrumb them into that new reality. It's almost like you're leaving this trail of breadcrumbs through your energy exchange with this person, through your interactions with them, your conversations. For some of you, maybe there are no or very few conversations or interactions, so take that however it connects. But regardless of that level of physical interaction between the two of you, as we said at the beginning, this is a dominantly energy-based connection. So the main way that the two of you are experiencing each other and this bond is energetically, which is part of what makes it so unique, but also so complicating. So I'm getting that nothing in this person's world currently really represents this new reality they're stepping into except you. I see someone like holding this kind of rope that someone else is climbing on. It's almost like you're holding this rope, and this person has to still put in that effort to climb their way out of their previous reality and into a reality that aligns more with your higher energy. But you're kind of the one holding the rope here in this sort of metaphoric example. But the complicating factor about this, or I should say one of the complicating factors, because I actually feel there may be many kind of complicating byproducts of the fact that this dynamic is occurring between your souls. One is that the people physically around this person do not really understand and might even judge your connection with them. In some cases, they may actually be very careful about who they tell about your connection. They may be very quiet about it. And maybe you feel the same way, where you feel as though a lot of people in your life wouldn't really be able to understand your bond with this person. I'm hearing especially because you come from such different worlds, or your worlds are so different. I'm also hearing you might just seem to be on different levels somehow physically, which of course, all of those things are really just illusions of separation. But I do get the sense that people around you might be saying, okay, so people around you might be telling you that this person isn't really on your level or isn't up to par with your standards, or they might see this as a fleeting thing because of the circumstances. That won't be for everyone. I got the letter initials TYRNYA. I know that those letters also spell tyranny. So I don't know, maybe someone in this situation has people around them that are kind of tyrants in the sense that they like to have a strong measure of control. It's funny, the sun is just kind of coming out through the clouds here. And that usually indicates to me in a reading that you are this warmth for this person. You are this ray of hope or this ray of sunlight for them. I'm hearing something about wanting to keep you all to themselves. Now, of course, this could relate to them feeling a little bit possessive, wanting to be the one I'm hearing on your arm or the one with you in a real tangible way. But this also could simply mean that there's something so special about your connection that they want to keep it pure and sacred. They don't want to muddy the waters by oversharing it with people who they can accurately sense really wouldn't understand your connection. Now, I'm hearing on this person's end, they may have people around them telling them that you are out of their league or that something about your connection is very unconventional. I'm hearing they may have people around them that misunderstand you or misunderstand your intentions or just, again, think that I feel like there's a lot of people around this situation that think this connection is very much like a fling or very much a fleeting thing for this collective that I'm channeling into here. I'm hearing only we know. So it's almost like your souls are saying, only we know what this really is, and everyone else around us misunderstands it. But again, that's because you come from either such different worlds or your worlds are currently just so different. And that's because typically I'm hearing slip through the cracks. It's almost like this connection somehow slipped through the cracks in the sense that you generally would not have, absent of this soul connection that is so palpable, so strong, so irresistibly magnetic, absent of that connection, there is no way, seemingly, that the two of you actually would have met and connected in this way in the physical realm. And I'm getting that they are very much aware of that fact. They're cognizant of it because they have this feeling of shock and surprise, almost like, I can't believe I met someone like you. I can't believe you're still in my life. I can't believe we're connecting in this way. There's almost this shock and awe energy around them when it comes to you. But the reason that typically the two of you would not have manifested in this connection is simply because of the law of attraction, which manages everything in our lives, but also manages our connection. So generally, via the law of attraction, like vibrations are assembled and aligned. And so you carry this super high frequency vibration that aligns you with a very high level timeline. And generally speaking, you only attract in people who are consistently enough on your level that they can continue consistently connecting with you. Yes, sometimes you might attract someone in who kind of gets there accidentally in a moment where they happen to kind of jump into that higher frequency. They meet you, they connect with you, but then they drop back down into their baseline lower frequency, and the two of you might be disconnected. And in fact, I feel I just channeled into a dynamic that many of you connecting with this message tend to experience very often, where you meet someone, it feels super aligned, the energy feels wonderful, there's this beautiful flow between you, and then very quickly that person just entirely disappears, whether it's a friend, someone romantically, it's like they just kind of bounce out of your energy. This is because they just, by happenstance, happened to jump up into that higher energy that aligned them with you, but then they kind of dropped back down because their baseline frequency was actually a lot lower. And again, via the law of attraction, this made it impossible for the two of you to continue connecting consistently, at least during that time, until they jump back up in their vibration or maintain it consistently. But this is almost like an exception to the rule here. And I don't really mean an exception to the law of attraction, because the law of attraction is consistent and stable. It's one of the laws governing our universe. But the reason it looks like an exception is, again, because this person's whole world carries a frequency that's very different from your vibration and very different from your world and your timeline. So generally, the two of you wouldn't align, but the reason the law of attraction has still brought you together is because of your soul alignment. So when we talk about attracting things in, it's not just about what we are consciously offering vibrationally, energetically. There actually is a deeper subconscious and soul element to this. There are hidden soul contracts, so to speak, that we are emanating with our very unique soul frequency. We sometimes refer to these series of contracts and soul connections as being part of our soul blueprint in this life, the kind of plan for this life. So just like we talk about how our subconscious thoughts, which, as I mentioned at the beginning of this reading, research shows it's really 95% of our thoughts. Just like our subconscious thoughts can emanate a vibration we aren't necessarily consciously aware of that is still creating and attracting in our reality. In a kind of similar fashion, our soul has its own subconsciousness, this kind of soul blueprint, soul plans, where we decided prior to incarnating that we wanted to meet certain people, to experience certain things, to have certain things occur in our life for the purpose of this higher soul expansion. So again, it's almost this deeper level of consciousness. It's deeper even than the subconscious. It's behind that veil of amnesia that we pass through when we incarnate here on earth. So it's deeply, deeply subconscious, not entirely inaccessible, because through things like hypnotherapy, there are ways to actually access those deepest points and parts of our psyche that are beneath even what we think of as the subconscious mind. But again, it's much more locked away. It's much more difficult to access. And short of us really heavily pursuing, trying to consciously access it, we could live whole lifetimes, and most people do, without ever really pulling back that veil of amnesia and remembering all of those deeply unconscious soul intentions. But anyway, so on a soul level, that core frequency you're emanating at the core, on the deepest, most authentic level, aligns with this person's core frequency, even though a lot of what they're currently experiencing and engaged with in their physical life is very different from that core frequency. I'm hearing part of what you're here to do is to help this person align more with that core version of themselves. I'm hearing you have the roadmap in a sense, but you're not giving it to them consciously in words. It's an energy exchange. And there's something very sacred happening here that you both sense that's very mysterious. And it's part of why it kind of has taken some unraveling, even in this reading, to really get deep into this energy, because there is this sense between the two of you that connecting is very important, that meeting is very important. When you met this person, there was probably this irresistible urge you both felt to speak, to communicate, to make eye contact, to see each other. There was this feeling of, I have to meet this person, or I have to connect with this person. I got the word Leo. That could be someone's birth sign here. I also heard Aries. So there was this sense of inevitability between the two of you. And this feeling as though you had to meet, it was very important. And even since that point of meeting, there's been this mutual sense of importance that there's a reason you're in each other's lives, even if you don't fully consciously understand it. And you both have a sense of that kind of sacredness and the importance of staying connected or staying in each other's lives in some capacity. But when it comes to defining it, the waters get really muddy, because again, your physical worlds are so different that it almost seems impossible to really fully define this connection or to make it known in a way that other people can understand or make sense of. And I hope this is making sense for whoever I'm speaking to here, because like I said, this is just such a rare dynamic coming through in this reading. And it's funny because we're getting close to 20 minutes in and I haven't actually pulled a single card, just because I'm pulling all of these threads of energy down in downloads just from barely sensing into and scratching the surface of your connection with this person, which I feel says a lot for how deep this connection goes. So we've talked a lot about your purpose in this person's life, that essentially they have been trying to, I'm hearing, pull themselves out of the mud. I know that sounds kind of negative, but they've been trying to pull themselves out of some lower vibrational or just kind of mediocre timeline. And so they manifested you in, but also again, there is that deep shared soul bond, that authentic energy that you both seem to share beneath the surface because you are either twin flames or soulmates. But they manifested you in because they needed to meet someone who would represent a physical, tangible embodiment of the new timeline that they have been desiring to shift into. They actually needed this in order to fulfill some kind of soul purpose here on earth that is very strong within them. And I'm hearing that their personal spirit team and guides made a very deliberate decision to connect the two of you because this person has been praying or asking very heavily to have assistance in shifting up into a higher version of themselves or manifesting something very specific in their life. And so their guides and your guides seemed to collaborate here to bring the two of you together for the purpose of them being able to see this physical example of this new timeline that they're shifting into so that they could actually begin consciously embodying that energy and lifting their vibration up to that timeline more easily. But as I said earlier in the reading, this isn't a one-sided purpose in this connection because although it's more subtle and nuanced, this person plays a very strong role in your life. I'm hearing especially in your healing from something. So I want to know a bit more on how this person plays such a strong role in your healing. I feel like I'm speaking to someone here who's come through a very challenging period of time where you either went through some kind of struggle, hardship, or felt very left out in the cold in some sense. And I'm hearing you may have had a person or an energy or experiences with people that were very inconsistent with you or impatient with you. So they weren't patient enough to really assist you in your healing process because I'm hearing they would drop out if things ever got bad or if you ever showed a deeper, more raw part of yourself. And it's almost like whenever you would manifest in a very positive feeling connection, you have this need to really follow your intuition and feel things out in a gentle way. But I get that you were manifesting energies or people that seem to be almost like rough or harsh with your soul, with your energy, where they would try to rush you or gaslight you out of your intuition or push you into things before you felt ready. And this person seems to be someone who is deeply patient. They have a gentleness and a warmth to their energy that is almost in a sense healing that part of you that felt so rushed or pushed in the past. I'm hearing that they're showing you something can be different, whether that's maybe a love relationship, if this is romantic, which I feel it is for many of you, or whatever this is. It feels as though they're showing you a kind of gentleness and patience and compassion that is revealing to you not only that this is something that's possible and accessible for you to experience in a connection, that you can be connected to someone who deeply respects you going at your own pace, listening to your own intuition. Not only that though, but also reminding you that you're worth that you are worth waiting for, and that it's worth waiting for a connection that truly brings that gentleness and warmth and compassion into your life, just like you do that for other people. I'm also getting that this connection is activating your sacral chakra energy after a time where I'm hearing it was repressed out of necessity. So you may have been so focused in the upper chakra centers, really going through powerful spiritual activations, maybe creating a lot with your voice or receiving spiritual downloads, going through spiritual metamorphoses, to the point where I'm hearing you may have forgotten to fully live in the moment or fully enjoy this physical human life experience. And I feel somehow this person is reminding you how to do that, I'm hearing not just connect with your spirit through the upper chakra centers, through the mind, but how to connect with your spirit through the human experience. Because we are here actually incarnated on earth to do just that, to through the human experience, have a kind of spiritual evolution. And I feel that maybe for someone I'm speaking to here, for a while, you may have been so focused on trying to research and study and open your mind spiritually and grow in that way, which was so beautiful, but you may have become a little bit unbalanced because you lost that joy and excitement and passion just for living, for being human, for going out and having these real-time, beautiful human experiences. And somehow I feel that meeting or connecting with this person is either inspiring you to do more of that or opening you up to that in some way. I also feel that this is someone who gives to you in the same way that you give to others with the Six of Pentacles here. So part of what they're reminding you of is that you are giving so much to other people and you deserve to receive the same energy in return. So it's like they're healing that part of you that almost came to expect that you would always be the one giving in relationships. They're letting you know that you can receive that same softness from others. So wow, this reading has been so beautiful to channel. Thank you for co-creating with me here. If you are new, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and the law of attraction. I do channel these tarot readings for the divine feminine, the divine masculine, twin flames, soulmates, and anything else that comes up in the energy here on the channel. So if you do want to get notified in real time as I am sharing these downloads that come through, then I recommend subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications so that you can get those in the moment updates of what's happening in the collective. If you are interested in utilizing my Love Magnetism Subliminal to clear the energy between you and this person, or simply to clear your own energy so that you can attract in your highest vibrational, most harmonious timeline in love, then the link to get my Subliminals app is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Again, the name of the app is Sound and Soulful, and you can use the code LOVE11 for 10% off. Otherwise, I am going to go ahead and close the reading here. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you have an amazing remainder of your day, and I will connect with you here again in the next reading.